Our next bout going to be in the middleweight division as Noah Devore, who is 1-0, takes on Ashton Nimdari, fighting out of Welland, Ontario, Canada. A great battle between two up-and-coming fighters here in the Pinnacle cage, and we're going to send it back up to George Phillips to bring out the next fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds and takes place in the 185-pound weight division. Once again, this bout is being brought to you by True Image Tattoo Studio. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Ashton Nimdari.
Ashton Nimdari, the second of 3 Canadian fighters on this card. 2 wins and 1 loss. Comes in, and another guy who, interesting, we kind of broke up his conversation, I believe, with his girlfriend, Jesse, before the fight. And I don't want to say we're more important, but definitely got the chance to break up the conversation and have some alone time there with Ashton.
Yeah, Ashton, definitely an interesting character. It was my first time getting to really sit down and chat with the guy, but when we were talking about that Canadian locker room earlier, and I mentioned, make no mistake, that there was some intensity, most of that was coming from Ashton Nimdari. He was very direct with his answers to us when we were talking. I mean, he was very focused and dialed in. He's super excited to get into the cage, but very focused. I'm really looking forward to seeing the guy get in the ring. He was very confident in talking, and you know, like I said, the atmosphere of the locker room was definitely fun, but this guy was definitely the most focused.
He has by far the best entrance music so far.
So far, the award does go to him for entrance music. You got that right.
And said he's been competing in combat sports for about 6 or 7 years. Got his start in jiu-jitsu and is now a purple belt, but said he always thought that MMA would be a path for him after, you know, to kind of advance his grappling skills, but also really to advance his skills as an overall martial artist.
Yeah, whenever we were talking, I asked what the progression was, and he just said that he always wanted to be an MMA fighter, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was that gateway. But he just had to push himself to get over the corner. He said he didn't want to be one of these fake fighters that says, I'm going to get in the ring, I'm going to get in the ring, and he just had to push himself and do it. And, you know, that kind of brings us to today. He's got a couple of fights under his belt, but, you know, it's, I believe, his first time here at Pinnacle, and I'm expecting big things.
His first fight since February of 2014, suffered a torn ACL and actually showed up for a fight with a torn ACL and didn't fight because his opponent didn't show up. So definitely a game guy and a guy who's not afraid to go out there, even if he's not 100%. That's one of the things that Chris Bonfoco, the head coach of Team Ascension, said, that promoters always have them back because
his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Noah Devore.
And Noah Devore, coming out of Morgantown, West Virginia. We saw him back at Pinnacle FC13 and actually took out Tom Gormley, a very an up-and-coming prospect, and Noah Devore really had no problem taking Tom Gormley down and getting the win via Kimura early in the first round.
Yeah, Noah Devore, just a beast on the ground. I mean, if you guys didn't know about him yet, you're going to find out tonight. If this fight goes to the ground, I mean, not to take anything away from Nimdari's purple belt, but Noah Devore is just a grappling legend around these areas. I mean, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, recent promotion, I believe, but nonetheless, the guy competes frequently. You know, he's on the mats more than most people see them in their life. Excellent fight coming up tonight. You can see he's 1-0 here in the amateur MMA. Young guy still, too. He's got a lot ahead of him, and I'm expecting big things out of this fight.
Most things pretty even other than the record. Ashton Nimdari with the experience advantage in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds and takes place in the 185-pound weight division. Brought to you by True Image Tattoo Studio. Your referee in charge of the action is Bill Bookwalter. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, this mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 182 pounds. 3 MMA contests, 2 victories against 1 defeat. He represents Modern Vision MMA and hails from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, please welcome Ashton, the Dirty Bird, Devore. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighed in at 183 pounds. He is undefeated inside the cage with a record of 1-0. He represents the Academy Underground and hails from Mountaineer Country, Morgantown, West Virginia. Please welcome Noah the Boa Devore.
Middleweight action here in the novice amateur division. Ashton Nimdari in the black trunks, Noah Devore in the gray. Bill Bookwalter is the third man in the cage for this fight. I think everybody pretty much agrees this is going to be a ground battle, and Noah Devore immediately shoots and tries for that double leg and switch into a single leg here. Nimdari has control of his neck here, though. Lets it go as they get back to the feet. Trying to turn the corner on that single leg. Switch to a double again. Already has the back of Ashton Nimdari looking to lock in the hooks here.
Yeah, this is bad news from Nimdari. He's going to get flattened out here.
With both hooks in, less than 30 seconds into the fight, does Noah Devore. You can see the very high-level ground game of Noah Devore here. Immediately getting the hooks in, then going to start working for the choke. Ashton Nimdari doing a good job so far of fighting the hands and surviving in this position as Devore switches to that body triangle. Nimdari ends up on top, though. Nice little sweep.
Yeah, very nice escape. You see him work that 2-on-1 with the hand to alleviate that overhook that Devore had, which allowed him to switch his hips and get back here into guard.
And now in the full guard of Noah Devore. Noah working the overhooks here. Really good position for him if he's on the bottom. Maybe looking to try to throw up a triangle here. Tough to get a triangle with these shin guards on. Doesn't mean that Noah Devore is not going to try. Switches to maybe an armbar here.
Yeah, he's got the.
He tries to escape, roll out here. Has a leg lock. Of course, only straight knee bars in the amateur ranks. No twisting ankle locks.
Extends those hips and might have a chance here.
10-second bell here in the first round. Ashton Nimdari trying to escape out here. And those shin guards almost make it more difficult to escape the knee bar there, Jesse.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the amateur rules with the shin guards, it does make it a little bit more difficult. Not able to really get that full hip extension and a good grip with that straight knee bar. But, you know, no surprises here. The opening bell rings, Noah Devore shoots in for a double, stays with it, switches to a single, has to go back to a double. But either way, both of these guys were on the ground and fought it out for 2 minutes. A good exhibition there, some grappling. We saw a couple submission attempts. And to Ashton's credit there, he fought out all of them. I mean, I felt like I kind of introduced the fight to be kind of high on Noah Devore's grappling skills. But, you know, I mean, credit to Nimdari there. He went into it, didn't panic, and got out of the bad positions.
And to Noah's credit, he said he definitely respects Ashton Nimdari. Said, you never really know. Belt rank doesn't always necessarily mean everything. There's a lot of really good purple belts out there. As we see, this is going to be the takedown here as he has the single and switches to the double and then takes the back of Ashton Nimdari. Want to say thank you to everybody watching on GFL tonight, and also thank you to our sponsor for this fight, True Image Tattoo. We're here live at Pinnacle FC13 cage side in a middleweight contest, Noah Devore and Ashton Nimdari. Great fight in the first round if you like the grappling.
And I'm a big fan.
Be interesting to see after Noah just shot right in if Ashton has an answer for that this second round. And
gets those hips out there. Uppercut. Ashton doing a good job here, staying on his feet, grabbing that neck. Noah still looking for that inside single. Ashton doing a much better job now, staying on his feet. He's got to escape out here.
Dari doing a great job sprawling to try to get away from that takedown. But we see
Noah now looking to break that grip of Ashton Dari and try to get the Kimura here, which is how he finished his first fight against Tom Gormley back at Pinnacle FC12. And Ashton looking to try to finish the takedown, turn the corner here. Gets his head out. Nice switch there by Noah Devore. Gets the back of Ashton Dari. Some slick grappling by Noah Devore.
Yeah, his transitions are really nice. Here we see
Here's
the
the
Kimura
Kimura.
attempt again. And Dari rolls out. And he can finish it from here, from that standing side position. It's not unheard of.
45 seconds left to go here in round number 2. Noah Devore, the bullish grappling. As we mentioned, he will actually grapple UFC veteran Tom DeBlas later this year in West Virginia at an Abu Dhabi Combat Club event. There's the takedown from Noah Devore. This really, I believe, is where Noah Devore wants this fight to be. On the ground, on top, scoring points, and you got to think at this point he has 2 rounds in his back pocket as Ashton at the end of the round looking to throw up the legs. Going to be tough to get anything from this position.
Yeah, it looked like he's maybe going to try to swim underneath of that and try to score an armbar to try to take the round there. But I think Devore did enough to take the first 2 rounds, to your point. Yeah, definitely with securing the takedowns. I mean, that's always going to go over well for judges, as well as that it should. If you're able to take somebody down and keep them to the ground like that, you're obviously demonstrating that you want to keep the fight where you want to do it. GSP is a great example of that. You know, he always set the pace by keeping people on the ground, and you got to deal with it. And so far, Ashton Dari is dealing with it. There's some submission attempts that he's not been able to, that Devore's not been able to finish. Dari's getting out of it.
At the replay of that nice double leg takedown, you see Noah Devore sucking in the hips. Ashton Dari doing a good job of recovering guard, though.
But both of these guys have to be exhausted. I mean, even if it's a short 2-minute round, I mean, that was 2 minutes of intense work on the ground. I mean, a lot of guys might not realize how much that really takes out of you, especially when you're up against the cage like that too, having to deal with somebody's body weight that whole time.
Exactly. Round number 3 here between these 2 amateur middleweights, Ashton Dari and Noah Devore. Bill Bookwalter gets them started here. And immediately you see all 3 rounds, that short little jab, and then immediately the shot in by Noah Devore.
One of the main issues that Ashton has is, you know, that Noah is shooting right in at the very onset of the round, and he has no answer, no shot, no uppercut, nothing like that. You know, when you have a guy that is telegraphing what he's going to do, you have to be a step ahead and take control of that situation in that scenario.
Exactly.
And I'm a little bit disappointed that, you know, after the first and second round, he wasn't ready for that in the third rounder.
Yeah, it's a kind of a good example of a fool me once, shame on you, but you come out 3 rounds consecutively shooting doubles, you should definitely have been a little bit better prepared for that.
You see Ashton Dari now ends up on top, actually had some good clinch work there up against the cage, but Noah Devore still driving for that takedown, looking for the single leg.
And that's one of the big things about takedowns. So you see a lot of guys tend to give up on it if they don't hit it lickety-split. I mean, if you watch a lot of high-level collegiate wrestling, nobody really gets that power double immediately or that single leg immediately. You work and you grind for it. You don't give up on it. And you know what? Maybe after about 15 or 20 seconds of just keep going, you might come out with that takedown. Don't give up on those legs.
You see the
and to
elbows.
compound on that, I'd really like to see Ashton go for broke here. With 30 seconds left in this third round, you got to know that you're down 2 rounds on top of what's going on in this third round, and you got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
so you know you don't want to just survive. You want to go for it, and it looks like he's really starting to do some damage on those ribs right now.
He's hitting the back of to the spine there. Good job by referee Bill Bookwalter catching those illegal blows. Definitely did appear to be accidental. But it's going to be interesting to see here where the referee restarts this fight.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's probably just a lapse of thought. Like you mentioned, I don't think it was intentional. But when you're out of the ring for 2 years, you know, things like that tend to slip your mind with ring rust. Well, he's going to start it standing.
Yeah, restart on the feet, which there's the uppercut there. Short time here, less than 10 seconds left for Ashton Imdari. I think that he might have been able to win that third round, but on our scorecards at least, the first 2 rounds went to Noah Devore.
Yeah, it's I could see that third round really going either way. I mean, Nimdari was more the aggressor. I mean, he was definitely trying to throw more punches. I don't think Noah Devore really tried to land too many strikes besides the feint that he threw to set up the takedown. But yeah, Nimdari definitely was more aggressive that round. I don't know if they'll necessarily give it to him on the scorecard since the fight went to the ground and that's kind of where it stayed. But to be honest, I gave him the third round.
Still might be a moot point whether or not he won that third round, because I think the first 2 rounds were pretty clearly Noah Devore's. When we look here at the replay, I believe we're going to see some of these elbows from Ashton Imdari as Noah Devore was selling out for that takedown.
Yeah, and you can see here he's delivering clean shots to the ribs, but once they start to come on to the middle of the back and to the spine.
Yeah, you can see the referee, Bill Bookwalter, warning him there to make sure that those are legal. He throws some more. And it looks like Noah Devore was in a bad spot at that point, but
those look clean to me.
Yeah, maybe just a tad bit towards the spine. Of course, fighter safety always is paramount. But I think, you know, the biggest thing was that Noah Devore was able to get out of that bad position there and get back to his feet there at the end of the round. George Phillips has our official judges' result.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the scorecards, a round of applause for a hard-fought 185-pound weight division contest. The final bell has rung and your judges have spoken. All 3 judges saw it the same, 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Noah the Boa Devore.
Going to get a chance to talk here to Pinnacle matchmaker Dave Click.
Okay, I'm here with your winner from the Academy Underground in Morgantown, West Virginia, moving the record up to 2-0, Noah the Boa Devore. Noah, you came in here, you definitely tried to work the ground game, and it led you to the victory. Walk me through the fight.
Ashton is a great fighter on his feet and on the ground. It's very, very difficult to get the fight to the ground when I could. And he was able to prevent me a lot of time on my feet. It made me really tired. He's a great fighter.
Anyone you'd like to thank for your efforts tonight?
I would just like to thank the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, USA.
Noah Devore.